There it goes. Thank you. That was easy.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Carrie here, Hot Mesh Mom. Let me close the door. When Richard comes in, he always lets the door slam. Well, most of the time. He's gonna hear that. What did you say about me? Sorry, babe. Okay, today is Plushie Day. Let me get into my page so I can see comments. I have my glue already on here. Oh, yay, there we go. Okay, if you're watching the replay, let me know. We are live right now, though, if you see the red live button at the top. So, this is one of Kool-Aid's creations. She came up with these cute little things here. Let me move this out of the way. This is what we're making. Let me take it out so you can see. This is actually someone's order. Pamela, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to be at 6 p.m. So today, we're going to be at 2. Friday, we'll probably be at 2 or whatever time. And then Saturday was just a fluke because I fell asleep. Okay, so here we go. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here so you can see what's happening. Okay, hi Mom. Hi Kathy. Do you guys like this view here? Let me turn this so you can see. Yay! Okay, so here's the first one. I'm gonna get started on this one. You can see there's all these pieces. This is what it looks like put together. This is what the back looks like. We do add we do cover the back. We do add the ties so you can attach it yourself to your wreath. Okay, so these are all just pieces. I kind of aligned them how I want to place them. Looking at this one here. Now, be careful with the eyes. Do not glue this together before you place them because I had my eyes like this when I set it down, and then he just looked really funny. So we're just gonna set all of this to the side, and I'm gonna get started. Ask questions, whatever you want to talk about. First things first is you're gonna want to put your ties on here. I just take it, fold it in half like this, and we put one towards the top and one towards the bottom, okay? So this one, you'll see, is the same on both sides. So I'm gonna put one here. Now this pipe cleaner should poke through the, doesn't wanna poke through. So get your scissors. And I just make a slit and make a slit like that. And you're gonna poke this through like that. Oops. Like that, okay? And then we're gonna do the same thing down here. Let me say, Kat, you made a big boo-boo. I thought I bought Mr. and Mr. Boo-Boo, but I only got Mr. Oh no! Yeah, on the listing you need to pick which one. So it's gonna look like that, okay? And this is what the back looks like. So the stuffing is gonna go right here, okay? I just grabbed a whole bunch of it, and some people like these like super thick. We're not making them so they're like 3 inches. So you're just gonna guesstimate. You don't want it too fat. So yeah. Now here's what I do. Here's the trick that I do. I take my stuffing and I'm placing it on the felt. The big piece of felt is the one that's going to cover all of this. Okay, now I'm just gonna place a layer, and you see how I'm making it to where it's not all the way towards the edge, and it's going to go like this. This is the easiest way for me to do this. And I am going to make sure it's underneath like this, okay? The stuffing. And as I glue, I'm gonna fold this back and fold this back. So I'm right-handed. I don't know why I have my glue gun on the left. So let's make an adjustment here. And this piece is exactly the same size as the board. It's the back piece, okay? So just trust the process for right now. Let me get this adjusted. I'm gonna move this over here because I'm right-handed, okay? There's that. Okay. Hi, Sharon. Okay, I'm ready. So I'm gonna take my glue gun, and I like to put a long bead and then work that way. Okay. I don't have the whatchamacallit, the silicone finger. So don't go burden yourself. You can get a popsicle stick. I tend to use my acrylic nails, and there's that. Hi, Judy. So let me grab something because I know something's about to happen, right? Do I have anything in there? Well, I got that. So you see how I did that? And then just push that in there. Now when you get to a curve, I kind of pull on the felt. You don't want to pull too much because you don't want it to create a fold. You want it to be like smooth, and this there. I have a little bit more on that side than I do on this side. So you can see it should be even. And then I'm going to do a little bit on this side. And I'm putting the glue right along the edge. See how that kind of created a fold? I don't want that, so I'm going to move it. Now, if you want a plushie, send us your ideas or give us ideas on what you are looking for. There are so many creative people out there making them. And if you want to learn more in depth on how to do all the things, there's several groups out there that will teach you all of that. I can tell you, I am very basic, okay? I'm selling the DIY kit, so I want to show you how to DIY these. That's why they're so inexpensive, because I really want you to be able to take advantage of that. Now, if you want to learn the bigger, better stuff, wow, there's some really amazing people out there doing like clay and fabric and sewing and things of that nature, you know? Okay, and now that I have that, you see how it's taken shape? Chloe did a really good job on these. Let me grab a little bit more. Now I buy the stuffing, the polyfill. I bought it in bulk. So I just grabbed like a bunch from the bag that we have. You see I'm kind of pushing it up a little bit more. I want him to be a little more fuller up there where his hairline is, just so that kind of stands out a little bit more. and then not so much right here. There we go. And now I made it too full. Let me pull some out. Don't make it too full, because then you're not going to be able to get the thing pulled on it. Like I just did. Okay. Now let me finish this. So if it's too full, you're not going to be able to pull it over the edge. So we're just going to take our time here and get this pulled. I'm second guessing my decisions here. Now here's the finale. You gotta pull it a little bit more. Stretch it. That part right there, I want it to be nice and flat. Have you guys made any of these? And did you buy the kit? So what I'm doing is I'm pushing it down with my hand just to make sure that this gets a nice grip to the felt and the board. And that way, ouch, that was hot. That way it stays together. So pushing it down with this hand and pulling the felt with the other hand. Now I don't have a popsicle stick. I don't know where they're at. So I'm just using that piece right there. Then you want it to kind of dry a little bit before you let it go, because you don't want that glue to give away. But look at that, and then there's the front. Woof. Okay, so now all the fun part. We don't have anything else to put on here. So at the end, we'll put the other green part, because then you're going to cover this. And it's going to make it nice and flush. Look at how nice that is. All one piece. Hi, Judy. Yes, ma'am. We have lots of plushies. Let me grab it. We have lots of plushies available. There we go. So when I put the back on, I cut little slits where this is, and you just glue in the whole thing. But let me let this finish drying before I flip it over, because I don't want glue all over my table. You know what I mean? Let me just make sure. Okay. So now here's the fun part. Now you get to layer everything. You're gonna line this up on his head here. Okay. Like that. We want his mouth down here. And his scar. His other scar. And then his eyes. See that? So now you just have fun with the glue. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Joanne. I have so many videos. I don't know which. Welcome lemon rail with the sign on the bottom. So now let's just get busy. Okay. Gluing this stuff up here. You don't need that much glue on these pieces, okay? You don't want a bunch of strings everywhere. Less is more. And now it's like a puzzle. Hi, Jana. So I'm holding the end of it right here just so I can flip it back over, and I'm barely putting any glue down the side here. Let me grab this end. Look at how cute. Same thing with this guy. I hope you can see me. Remember, less is more. Don't go burning yourself. I have long acrylic nails right now, so I'm able to keep my finger away from the glue. But if you have any type of hot glue, anything where you burn yourself, normally I do, get yourself those little silicone finger things. I think they have them at the dollar store, somebody said. Oh, see, just like that. Burn myself. And I'm just tapping this down. Oh, I still gotta do his hair. Let me move that. I'm probably gonna move these down a little bit. So it's like those little craft kits that you get for the kids, like at Michael's or whatever, you know? Hi, Leslie. So now the eyeballs. No sew, so you don't have to sew anything together. It's all glue. Like I said before, we don't sew here, so I want this scooted over just a tad bit. Now, I would, if I were you, don't be gluing over your piece like I am, because you don't want glue to drip on your project. Scoot this back from you and then do it that way so your glue isn't going on your project. And don't have your fan blowing on you too, because then you don't want your glue to dry before you press your pieces. Scoochie, scoochie. Look at him with his cute little crooked face. He's so cute. And then this, I'm gonna place it here. Okay. So always double check and then glue once. So you'll see that this lines up with here. I'm gonna glue halfway and then place it, and then glue the other half. And I kind of left these guys loose so his little hair will stick up. But I do want the edge of this with glue on it. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more right there, like that. Okay. Oops. And then I'm gonna turn him around and go this way. And let it come back around that way. And then you have his hair right here. If you want it glued down, you can glue it down. So cute. Okay, so this one does come with the bolts for the side. I'm going to get let me make sure he's all good. And then if you get strings, you're just gonna peel them off. They just, once it dries, they come off really easily. Isn't that cute? So you're gonna take this back and you're gonna line it up. Don't worry about the ties right now. You're gonna line it up like this, okay? And I work in small increments. So I'm actually gonna pull these ones out here, move this one out because I don't want to get glue on it, and then line this up. So the back piece will match up. So make sure you have it matched before you start gluing and see that, oh, that doesn't match up, okay, with any of your pieces. So flip this back. Actually, I'm gonna work like on this side right here. So get your scissors, and right where, look, I'm gonna fold this back, and right where the felt is with the pipe cleaner, I'm gonna cut, make a little incision. And then you'll see the two holes that I'm gonna push this one through. Okay, push this one through. But you see how I have this hand here? I'm holding this back piece in place so it doesn't move around on me and do this whole thing like that. Now you have this pulled through. Now I can do my glue. So I fold this up and I do put some glue right where the pipe cleaner is and go like this. And then I go around the edge, but not too close to the edge. Okay? And then lay that down, and I like to pat. Make sure you don't push too hard. You don't want that glue coming through there and burning you like that. So let me turn it this way. And actually, I gotta get this guy in there. Let's see how far. We'll do it like that. We'll do it after. Do the same thing over here. Just get your glue gun in there. Put some glue, and then go around the outside, but not too close to the edge. You don't want glue coming out here. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. And that's how you get this on here. Hello. There you go, Vicki. And then you're gonna do the same thing over here. So let me get this lined up. Make sure it's right where I want it to be. Fold this part back. Make a little clip and a little clip. And then you're gonna push your pipe cleaners through just a tiny bit. I have these sharp scissors. These are my ribbon scissors, so I know that they will cut the felt pretty good. You just need a tiny incision here, just enough to poke through. I have tried to poke the pipe cleaner through without cutting it, and this is just easier for me. So here you're going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of lift up and stick my glue gun in there and get some glue going on the outside. Tap it down. Ooh, and I got glue on me. Same thing over here. I'm going to get glue where the pipe cleaners are. Now if you get any glue, ouch. Yep, glue came through. If you get any glue on the felt, let it dry. You can always go back. I have these little X-Acto scissors that are like super sharp, and they'll really do the job, okay? You're gonna clip it off You can just like snip that little piece if you go to pull it off and it doesn't come off. It's real easy to just let the glue dry and then trim it up later. And then look at all this fuzz on here. Look at how cute he is. So here, we're gonna take our little pieces and they're gonna go like right here. Let me make sure, yep. So I'm just gonna kind of peel this back a little bit. I'm gonna put a glob of glue in there. Stick this right in there and then push down on the felt and the wood and let that dry. Oops, I put it in too far. I'm just gonna scoot it out just a little bit. So there's a big glob of glue right there, but I want it to be able to stay. So look at that. Same thing over here. Line it up so he's kind of even right there. Isn't that cool? Okay, there he is. Oops. And then you can always take a lint roller and roll it over the black. The black tends to pick up all of the lint. I'm just gonna leave him over there because those two pieces are wet still. Now this one here, the big piece is going to be bigger than your board, okay? So this is the front, here's the board, and let me move this around because that's what she looks like. And you're gonna have all of these pieces to go with that. That's cute. Okay, so this, I do the same thing. I like to put my fluffy down first. Oh, we gotta do the pipe cleaners. So take your pipe cleaners and you're gonna do kind of one at the top and one at the bottom. I just fold this over and you're gonna bring it down, what, maybe an inch from the edge? If I can hold this in my hand. Now, sometimes I can poke it right through. Sometimes I have to do, poke it with the scissors. And don't go pulling it too tight. You will pull it right through. I'm just pulling it to where it's like that. And then when we do the glue, we'll put, we put glue and stuff on there, so it's not necessary to put any more glue in that. We haven't had any issues. Now, if you're pulling on things really too tight, you might pull it loose, but you don't want to do that. So don't pull so tight, okay? Thanks for being here, you guys. Did you guys watch me yesterday do the wine wreath? I did put a cable tie mount on it. It's hanging up here in the shop now. I gotta get pictures of it. I forgot to totally do that before the project yesterday, so I didn't get any pictures. If you see the picture I posted yesterday, I was actually holding it up in front of my pantry door because I didn't have a hanger on it. So I just put some stuff, some of the polyfill on here, tuck it in, and then I am pushing down on the board. Now, make sure that you still have an outline here. If you start folding this and you don't have, if you put this too big, you're not gonna have anything over here, okay? So I'm gonna start gluing. So if you got that, the pipe cleaners are away. This is the back. When we flip this over, it's gonna be the front, like this, okay? So, holding it down, I'm squishing it. And then I'm just gonna start like right here in the middle. Corners are tricky for me, so we'll see how I do with that. Trying not to burn myself. Let me get my little helper here. You see it adheres pretty fast and easy. And see, I'm taking the, I just have a clothespin. I'm folding the felt right over and pressing it down, making sure that gets on there. Now, corners, I'm going to kind of fold that in like a hospital corner on a sheet. Is that a thing still? I think my grandma taught me that. I'm going to fold that. Let me see if they did it. Yeah, she kind of did it like that. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there on the felt. Hospital, fold this over so it's on top of itself. Get that pressed down so I don't smash my or burn myself, and then tuck that in. Oh, see, it came undone. Stop it, and fold this over. It just doesn't want to stay, guys. I'm gonna have to burn myself. Take one for the teeth. You're gonna have to get creative with how to get this to stay when it just doesn't want to. Look at that. So I know some people do the that's too much glue. Do the felt first. But I find that I've always messed up some pieces because I didn't either have too much or I had not enough room for the fill. So now I'm going to switch sides. You see, it just takes a minute just to adhere. The glue really keeps a tight grip on that. And then see the corner here, I folded it, but I also rounded it so it's got a nice round edge there. And then back over here, let me turn it this way so you can see. I'm going to put some glue right there down the edge. Now work in smaller sections if you're feeling any sort of way with working with the hot glue, just so you don't burn yourself, okay? See how I'm coming up and over on this? Pushing it down, pushing that one down. Get your little friend. Smashing it down. Now this one needs some more glue right there. This is why I love covering the back. Oh, I got glue on my hand. Because you can have a lot of different, you can have some, you know, spots in here that have too much glue and you're just going to cover it anyways. Okay, Joanne, thank you. I'll look at it. I have a blog that has a lot of tutorials on there. Joanne, if you find a blog post that has a very similar wreath rail cutout that you're using, you could just use the measurements and the techniques that I use in that one because it's going to be the same. So with anything that I do, if you love the way I work on something and it's a different design but the same cutout, you can use the same measurements because more than likely it's going to be the same on the other piece as well. Usually in my videos I do put the title with the name of the wreath rail. So if you want to, if you search my page and put in whatever title that that piece is, it should come up. it should come up. I'm running out of glue here. I gotta get another stick in there. So you see I'm just gluing a little bead and pressing down. Now this one here, you gotta get that. Around this corner here. Curves and corners and cutouts are a little more complicated. Pushing this down with my clothespin helper. Use like a popsicle stick if you have one, or your little fingers. Your silicone fingers. I don't have any of that. Put another glue stick in. Thanks, babe. Here, I feel like the black is not big enough. See how I'm stretching that even more? Just to get it in that glue and then pressing it down with the helper. Oh, and this, look, I totally forgot that this was going over here. Oh, see, that already dried. I didn't even do this part, so I'm just going to take that right off. I forgot about this side. I'm running out of, I don't feel like I did too much. Running out of black over here. Left. I'm sweating because there's too much pressure on me. Oh, I just got my thumbnail in it. Just did it again. There we go. Let the glue dry if it's on the piece here, okay? On the felt, and then you can either pick it off or cut it off later. Like there's something right here. We'll just see. Okay. Whew. Good thing that's over with. I'm sweating here. Okay. Now put it together. Let's see. This going up here. This going over here. Okay, let's do that. And then we're going to get her little face on here. I should have let Kool-Aid do this. Okay, so this is made to go down and around. So we're going to cover some of that too. Oops. So her face is going to extend past here, okay? So we just got to get it on here, and then these are going to line up like that. I'm just going to put that right there. What's the other one? I just threw the other one. I'm like, eep. Actually, I like it the other way. There we go. That's pretty cute. Okay, so we got to get this on first. So let me scooch that. So once I get this positioned where I want it to, I'm just going to do half and then the other half. That way it doesn't move. And look, I just let it lay. There's that one. Fold this one back. Remember, less glue is more. Don't feel like you have to put too much because you don't want it seeping out on the side. Okay. And then flip this around. Fold this one back. Do the same thing. So think about it. How would you make your own plushies? Look at that. And now we put her face on there. I'm going to kind of cover it a little bit right there. It's like a little sweetheart, huh? Oh, cool. I did the black and then put this on top. Hold on. If I fold that over, that's going to cover it. So before we put the green on, we're going to put the back on. So take your pipe cleaners, move them out, line this up. You want this to be all covered over here, okay? Have it come down, cover that bottom. So I'm gonna fold this back right to where the pipe cleaners are. Cut my little slit right here. Cut my slit right there. Poke that through. Now if you're making your own, you don't have to cover the back. It's going to be in the wreath anyways. No one is going to see it, right? Especially if you're making your own to go in your own creations. Look at what you could do. Possibilities are endless. Now, if you're like me and you're just going to leave some things to the experts, there's a lot of time, energy, and love that goes into all of these pieces that people are creating. So if this isn't for you, then I would just support another crafter. Okay, some glue there, and I'm just gonna go crazy right here, and then go all the way around the edge. Well, not the edge, like inside. I don't want any glue coming out. And I'm lightly pressing that down so it sticks. Same thing over here. Fold it back. Go along that outside. Tap, tap, tap. Just lightly pressing, and look at how neat and clean the back is. Almost looks like Darth Vader's head. Okay, now this side over here too. Let's get this cut. So fold this to right here. Trim it, and you'll see all this extra stuff that I had going on here. It doesn't even matter because we're going to cover it. So if you're going to make a mess on the inside because you're going to cover it, okay? If you bought the kit, I hope this helps. I would say if it's your first time, go slow. I'm trying to get that piece off. And some of these strings and all these things, you can use a lint brush or just wait and then pick it off at the end. Okay, so now we have that on there. Get your glue. We're gonna come over here and add, see me peeling it back. Go around the edge. And then put some glue here in the middle. Oh, actually like hold the whole thing. Uh-oh. Lightly tap it down. Flip it around. I'm gonna do this side too. Go along the outside. There. And there's the back. Isn't that cool? Oh, thank you, Sharon. You know, I'm a very visual learner, so if I watch someone or something, or I see something, I want to recreate it. All of that biz. Okay, this one here is up a little bit. I want this to be down a little bit more. Oops, that was more glue than I wanted. And I got a spot of glue right there. I'm gonna let that dry and show you what I do.